All right, Hot Ice Thursday, July 20th. Smitty and Ev back in it. Kind of a light one in terms of headlines. We touched on all those different teams kind of rising and falling. Nice to see the Reds get one back. I got Ebo chirping saying the Diamondbacks might be frauds. Let's let it all play out. I think we're all going to have similar opinions in terms of dog of the day. For that, we'll see. Maybe I'm a sucker, but the one thing I wanted to touch on, it's common. I think Smitty's going to know it because it's common knowledge. And Ev, you kind of pay attention to the headlines as well. So I think you're both going to know it off the top of your head. But who's the league leader in triples right now?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Mr. Shohei Ohtani.
It's insane. That, to like, Smitty, do you know that off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head, no.
That's fucking insane. Do you know he led it 2 years ago? We're talking about a guy who's leading the league in homers and triples.
He's fast as fuck.
And by the way, he can also run. Yeah, he's fast. He's fast. I mean, he's the total package. We know that. And I don't want it to get into like a dick sucking competition, but I think we might look back at last year in terms of that MVP and be like, man, that's a Jokic Embiid type situation.
No, we're not.
You don't think so?
He had a higher he had a higher WAR without pitching.
But he did pitch. But then Ohtani did pitch and put up good numbers.
I think you're mixing how good he's been. Like Ohtani's been a much better hitter this year than he was last year. Like his average is much higher. He's hitting more. Like he had power last year, but I mean he's on pace to hit way more homers than he did last year. His pitching's probably just as good as it was last year.
So how many? All right, if it was building blocks, how many steps or ladder? How many steps up the ladder was Judge than Ohtani?
I mean, not many. I'm not going to sit here and say it was leaps and bounds without pitching, but listen. I mean, hey, we could look back in 10 years and be like, oh, he should have won like every single one, just in pace of like the term most valuable, just being a pitcher and a hitter, obviously. But I'm not going to. I mean, Judge had a season last year that hasn't been touched without steroids in literally 100 years.
No, yeah. I just think that if he was 2 steps above him on the ladder, Ohtani can get those 2 steps real quick because every 5th day he's going out there and pitching.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this year, like, I mean, he might fuck around and hit 60 and pitch.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you do that would be the best season. I mean, he I would say probably on pace having the best season in the history of baseball. And I'm just like for a player, like all things considered.
Yeah, I think that's
who's had a better all around season, like an all-star pitcher and like arguably the best hitter in the league.
Yeah, nobody since Babe Ruth. No,
it's unheard of. It's
but even
it's crazy.
I'm a little tired of that Babe Ruth argument because Babe Ruth did it for what, like 3 seasons, and they gave up pitching.
Yeah, I'm not even like defending Babe Ruth on his Yankee.
Yeah,
Ohtani, what Ohtani's doing has never been done before. It's preposterous. Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate that.
You know what, Ralph?
I can speak honest. Like
he might be the only Yankee fan I like. He's the only Yankee fan I like, also. So.
You guys are freak. Like what can you say? What are you gonna poo-poo him? Like on what grounds? He's like he's just a freak. He's like the best.
Crazy. But I mean, it gets back to it. Smitty, like, would you trade him?
They're 500 right now. I'd let it ride. I mean, you kind of you have Trout locked up. Like you might be able to sneak in, even though I don't think it's possible. But
I say this all the time. Why are they not publicly out there being like, "Hey, we're in talks for a long-term extension"? Again, even if it's bullshit, I do think they should really do it. But they should be out there being like, "We'll give them $600 million." For 4 seasons, something insane. Just fucking throw it out there.
They're in a lose-lose situation because they have Trout and Ohtani, and yes, 2 of the biggest names in the game of all time. But literally, almost every other move they have made in the last 15 years has gone to shit. Look at Rendon. Look at their up and comers. Like who do they have? Like they're like borderline stars. Other than Trout and Ohtani, Pujols contract. Like they have made mistake after mistake after mistake. So I don't necessarily trust them getting a good package for prospects, even if you do trade them.
So this is Donnie's point, and I agree with that. The value they would get in return would never be truly enough. That's accurate. And that's always – it's like the scene in War Dogs where they're like, wait, why did you take our deal? And they're like, well, you were way lower than everybody else. And he goes out and smashes the wall. But that guy did get paid $40 million or whatever they got for that deal. You know, like you can't cry poor when you just got a $40 million deal. Whatever they get is better than nothing. And in 3 months, they're about to be prepared to get nothing for Ohtani. So I agree with what Donnie's saying here, but something is better than nothing. If there's even a little doubt that he might not sign long term. Am I crazy for that, Ev?
No, I agree with him. The second he's absolutely, you're never gonna get true value.
100%. You're never gonna get. You gotta get something.
You have to take consideration like true value in terms of like he's a guy who is only signed through this year, so it's hard to gauge the value in terms of like you're basically paying. You're getting the best baseball player maybe ever for a seasonal rental, but then also if you want to keep him long term, you have to give him a disgusting amount of money. Which that's why I want to just push back a little bit on your thing about making the offer, because if anything, I think that makes your trade value go down. In the sense that by you saying the Angels are saying we're already offering him $600 million, and almost be saying like he's not almost be putting out there that we're offering this and he's not going to take it. You're saying the price can be even higher, which I think and therefore would make his value even less, because then they're going to say, hey, you went out there publicly and said 600 isn't enough. We're going to give you all these prospects and then pay him 650, 700. We're talking astronomical numbers. And even he's a guy who like $500 million over like 10 years, considering all he brings to the table, is that even enough?
I said $600 million over 4 years. I was being facetious a little
bit. Of course. But yeah, I agree with you.
I didn't see that side. I think showing your hand might hurt you. Yeah.
He's two players in one. Like, what is even like? It's almost impossible to calculate. Like, if Judge is worth 300, if Judge is worth 300 plus, worth
contract.
What is Ohtani worth? Like 600. Like
contracts seem bloated. They seem bloated at the time, but Bryce Harper is already of value for his contract, and that was looked at as kind of absurd when he signed with the Phillies. The amount that they give Ohtani is not going to be anywhere near enough what he's worth, unless it's $1 billion
right now.
I'd give him close to $1 billion if I had.
You said how old is he?
How old is he right now?
I thought it's 27. Am I crazy?
I would say yeah. I'm
29.
Like, because even think about like Judge is older.
Right.
Like Judge is 31. Judge was 31 signing that contract. 29. That's young still. Like he's got a good like 5 years of prime left in him.
5 years of at least pitching. But I mean, then you can put him in the outfield or you can DH him until he's 40 something.
He's still he pretty much DHs now.
Yeah.
He pretty much he just pitches and DHs.
Yeah, I didn't think of my argument in terms of that. I don't think there's any, but I don't know. I just look at the Angels and you might not get anything, and you might not make the playoffs this year.
I think they gotta trade him.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
fan base will be furious no matter what they do.
Right, because they got to the deadline now. The three options when they could have traded him was last deadline.
That's when they should have, to be honest.
Last offseason and this deadline. And you let the two pass, and you knew those two you were going to get more. This year is when you get nothing. And to get that, as a fan, I'm even more upset, especially if he leaves. Because it's like, you know, I didn't want him to go, but we could have got way more for him last year or at last deadline.
Yeah, all 18 Angels fans in the Rally Monkey are going to be upset.
Fair enough. This is a quick one. This is a good comment. Erod was unbelievable last night. That was an easy. He did go against the Royals. This AL Central we kind of touched on. So it's as you know, I think the NL Central is a little bit better than we thought, but both of these leagues are really, really bad. You got the Tigers 6 games back. Now it is difficult for me to sell that they're 9 games under 500. But do the Twins have like true, real staying power, being 3 games up over 500? I'll pull up those odds. Smitty, if you're just looking for a flyer, if you can't help yourself with the action in terms of another payout, because you know I got the bug. I don't want to say hit, but I got the Reds at a good price. I got the Orioles now in first place. Like, go 3 for 3. I could see how people want to do that.
Yeah, it's tough with the Tigers because they have some pitching between Erods, Scrubbles coming back, and they fight. They're scrappy. But they have to bounce over not only the Twins, but the Guardians, who are going to be there in the end. I don't think they have enough firepower in the lineup. And you want to talk about bad contracts with like the Angels and Rodon and Pujols. Baez's contract is right now probably the worst in Major League Baseball. Like he is that bad
off on the field, and he's so irritating.
It's that bad. Like he swings at every low and away pitch outside the strike. So like, I would never throw him a strike ever. So,
I wanted him. I wanted him and Lindor, especially they were friends. But it's infuriating.
So if he plays like average, like they have a chance, maybe. But he's so bad right now, and they're still trotting out Cabrera. Like he's 40-something years old. Like they just out of the lineup. They just don't.
Does this change it, Ev? Do you know what the price is right now for the Tigers to win the Central?
I'm going to guess if they're 6 games back, 12?
20-1.
Really? 20? When I said 12, I thought 12 was a little
2-1.
20. I mean, if you want to take a fly, I mean, if you want to take a flyer, I'm not going to like fault the guy for putting a few shekels on it, but
crazy.
It's a lot of it's bad competition, but there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of parts.
When you got to jump. That's why the Mets are dead. They're like, oh, we're 8 games back of the wild card. And you got 9 teams in front of you. You got 11. That's where it gets fucking hairy. Like it's counterproductive.
I think the Guardians are still going to be there in the end.
Okay. I agree with you.
They'd be who I'd pick for sure.
Yeah. But that's Central. We did this segment last year with Carl. We were day trading the Central the whole time. We were like, maybe we do the White Sox. Maybe we do this. Maybe we do the Twins. We do this. Like they were just a day trade machine over there. Dog of the day. I don't think this should be any surprise. You know, we'll touch on it with pick Central Hearts versus Smarts. I think there's a little bit of both. I know he struggled a little bit on the road. Getting me Gallon plus 170. The D-backs, threw out the back too. That I can't even hide it anymore. That's not good radio. I should have muted it, but that hurt my back as well. We're struggling, folks. Gallon plus 170. I know it's against Strider, but that's a really high ticket here. Plus 170. Did anybody else jump on that, or Smitty? You think it's so obvious you went the other way around?
I thought about the Diamondbacks. I'm never going to bet against the Phillies, but that's even money now between the two. Phillies can't hit Corbin Burns worth dick, but I'm going with a little unconventional here. I'm going Blue Jays at home against Blake Snell and then the Padres.
Okay.
You got Bassett on the bump. I mean, they pulled Snell after 40 pitches last week after like 6 shutout innings. Really screwed Chris Clemmer over. I just got the Blue Jays at home.
All right. I guess we got Wall Street experts in here. Has anyone ever heard of swing trading? Am I saying that wrong? Are you guys just being my friend and ignoring it?
No.
I just say day trading because each day I'm trying to I'm trying to get a new future. I'm looking at where I want to be. I guess
I'm no finance expert. Is he making a swing trading just a joke about like baseball?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think our fans are that clever. But if it is, Corey, you can pop back in the comments.
Give him a little credit. He might. I mean, it's either they're not that clever or we're just that dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. Happy 98th birthday, Ben. Thank you very much. Good. We're big in the in the nursing. Hey, what do you got for dog of the day?
I'm on. I got the O's. I'm taking the Orioles today, plus 160 on the road at going to Tampa. Obviously, massive series for the division.
Yep.
Especially with less obviously division games this year. Huge. Obviously, they've been falling off. O's making a big push. Just had kind of a weird series with the Dodgers, but I think they get it done here. I just like the value. Bradish has been solid for them. Glasnow's obviously coming back. He's obviously very good, but I just think this team, the way they've been hitting, the way they've been playing, almost like a little bit of Prince. Like you're going to give me plus 160 on arguably like the second, third best team in baseball. I'll take a stab at it a lot, quite often.
Yeah. One thing I have been right about, even when he was a Met, Steven Matz is just ballless. The guy, anytime things go wrong, he's out there on the mound, bad body language. Like you got to tough things out when things are going bad. You can't just pack up your shit and run out, when things are going bad. That's what I've always said, stick through the tough times. And Matz is 0-7 with a 4.86 ERA. It's Stroman. I don't want to root for Stroman, but give me the Cubs as a best bet minus the 135. That seems Cardinals have been pesky. They've been kind of fucking around with teams in the last couple of weeks. I feel like I've lost on them against the Marlins. They were fucking up the Marlins.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Rico, don't listen. They've won, I think, 8 of 10, the Cardinals.
Yeah, they're so far back.
I'm not saying it for your play. I'm saying more. Don't be like shocked if we look up in a month and all of a sudden they're like nipping on the tails of for the division.
That's so tough. I mean, the Reds are 10 games above 500 right now. The Cardinals are 10 games under 500. If that happens, there is no God.
I'll give you this.
They've been hot. I think their number for win division went from like 20-1 to like 12-1, 10-1 in like 2 weeks, like 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's also the Cardinals have a name, not as much as the Yankees. It's the same as the Patriots. Like teams like that, just you can never give them 50-1. You can never give them 20 because somebody's gonna be like, well, the Cardinals will figure it out. And Carl's right. This August magic is gonna start soon, where they just don't.
But they already announced that they're selling. They announced it.
That's what I was gonna say.
They did, but things can change.
Yeah, what if it's a decoy, dude? Or all of a sudden people like going there. What if they're a buyer real quick?
That'd be nuts if they became buyers.
That'd be great. It's great fucking around. Hey, talk about swing trading. Here we go.
Oh, they're so far back.
I mean, I honestly like. I'd prefer if they were traders because I'd love to take a stab at like a Goldschmidt. They're saying we like Carlson, maybe Goldschmidt has a price tag.
Where did they go to? Yeah, it's they're 20-1. Cardinals are back to 20-1.
For the division?
Yeah.
I saw something, and maybe did they lose last night?
I thought they swept the Marlins.
I saw some tweet that it was like they won 8 out of 10, and their number almost was cut like in half.
They had an off night. Oh no, yeah, they did. They won 6-4.
And we talk about the Reds. We talk about the Reds, who are obviously slipping a little bit, but the Brewers are playing really good ball right now.
Really good. No,
really good ball, and they're 10 games above 500 again.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Ev, best bet.
Well, that's a phenomenal segue, Smitty, because the Brewers are my best bet today.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to say to yourself, doing a little digging. He's been very, very good against the Phillies. He's also just looking at just the specific guys in this Phillies lineup that's going to be in the Phillies lineup projected. Like he's pitched against them specifically pretty well. Not a ton of hits off them. Not like crazy sample sizes, but like solid, like decent with some of the better hitters.
It seems like the Phillies can never hit him. The only
I expect it to be a low scoring game. I see it being low scoring.
The only caveat I have against that is A, it's at home, and B, Taiwan Walker's been pitching balls.
Very good.
Smitty, I should have put this in headlines. That was bad. I saw it and I was like, this is Smitty, give your best bet, and then let's touch on this because this was wild.
My best bet, you got Strider and you got Gallen on the bump. I'm not even going the under 8.5. I'm going balls on the table, 12-20, no runs first inning. Both pitchers come out hot, just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bam, let it go. And yeah, Bryce Harper
are you doing your Immaculate?
Not as a best bet. I was going to sprinkle.
But is that worth playing? We should talk to people about that. So explain that real quick.
So an Immaculate inning is offered on the Barstool Sportsbook right now. I'm trying to find it. Usually, if you go 3 up and 3 down, no base runners, I've seen lines from plus 700 at the minimum, all the way up to plus 1,200. So It hit yesterday with the Pirates and Guardians, where I had no run first inning for plus 700. Today, I can't find it right off the bats, but it probably should be around at least plus 600, plus 700 for this game with no run first inning.
So Harper last night. We'll also have a hit parade price. Harper last night. I haven't seen anything that bizarre or defiant since little Joey on the Yankees and Bad News Bears takes the ball and holds it after his dad slapped him across the face.
Yeah.
What's going on, Smitty?
First of all, no base runners in the first inning of this game, plus 650 for Diamondbacks Braves. And it's under specials on the Barstool Sportsbook. Look, Rob Thompson asked him about it, the manager, and Bryce Harper said he faced him once and he could not locate the release point. He basically didn't see it. And you saw the way he was pitching. It was kind of like a wiffle ball, like he'd be impossible to kind of hit. So Bryce went up there and he knew he was taking pitches. So the count got to 3-1, and I guess he just thought that he was just going to try to take a walk. What I don't get is, you got to look like you're going to ready to hit. You got to take a trigger. You got to take a step. Minimal. You can't just go up there with a bat on your shoulder like you're fucking Brett Myers in 2007 just looking for a walk. I didn't get that, but I mean, it's Bryce. He gets a pass. Like, he can do it. Whatever.
Yeah, bizarre kind of behavior. But,
especially in a tie. They were down 3-0. They tied the ball game. At least give him a little like check. And if you know you're going up there, not swinging the bat. I don't know. Maybe fake a little bunt, get in his head a little bit. But it's Bryce Harper. Let him fucking have a pass.
Can anybody get away with that in the Bronx?
I mean, they pretty much just do it anyway on their own. The swing hasn't helped much. Maybe they should try Bryce's way. Maybe they'll walk. Because swinging the bats has done nothing. They've done zero.
Yeah. It's like Little League. We used to tell the kid to lean into it, like try to take the pitch.
We're telling the whole lineup lean into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys need
like fucking up there fucking like Kelly Leak when he's showing up everybody and he's like he puts the bat on his shoulder on purpose.
Yes.
And he watches two like right down the middle. He goes, "You got daddy issues or something?" He goes, "Get the bat off your fucking shoulder." It's from like 500 feet the next pitch.
Yeah, I thought he did that, but he didn't do it the whole at bat. Yeah,
he let two go by and then he called a timeout. And he posted me. He goes, "You got daddy issues or something?" He goes, "What the fuck you doing up there?"
You talk about a movie that can never be made nowadays. I mean, some of this shit. Tanner said some of the shit.
His mom's fucking the coach. He comes out of his mom's room at like 7 a.m. He goes to the bathroom. He goes, "Oh, what are you doing here, coach?" He goes, "Oh, I came to remind you to oil your mitt."
And he's
it's very important you oil that mitt.
He's handing the kids beers. Tanner there's
non-alcoholic.
He does like 92 different racial epithets to describe the team. It's fucking wild. Like, it's fucking wild. It's amazing that
the one scene where he says, "Don't lean on the car door," and the kid just falls out of the moving car into bushes. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" The kid just gets up. He's just like smirking at him.
Yeah, it's
smirking for
all-time scene. I mean, the kid's driving a motorcycle. He's 13 years old. Like, all-time movie. But that'll do it for Hot Ice. Cardinals 20-1. Take your look. We got a lot going on. Hit parade will be Price. We'll see you on Pick Central.